Now, first of all, question 7 and 8. Question 7 is a length question. How I know it's a length question says the word length. Even if it didn't say the word length, the letter is a length. It's not an angle. Makes this a length question. I now want to figure out, am I going to use sine, cos, or tan? I know the hypotenuse. The side I'm looking for is the opposite. Means I must be using the hypotenuse and opposite. What one should I pick?
Sine.
Have to pick sine. Now, what goes beside the sine? What number will go in here?
28.
It's always the angle. Do you got it? It's the angle that goes in beside it. Everybody paying attention? Now, A over 20. What's next? 20 sine 28. And what you get down when you put it in the calculator?
9.4.
9.4? 2 decimal places though?
It was 9.3.
Oh, was it? 20 sine 38? Oh, so 28.
Yes, 9.3.
9.389, so 9.39, yeah? Thanks. Alright. Next one, if you look at question 8, guys. We know the hypotenuse. We want the adjacent. What function should I use there? We know the hypotenuse. We want to find the adjacent. Cos. Cos 34.5 must equal B over 35. And then we're going to have 35 cos 34.5. What you get for that, Dave? Question 8, David.
Me?
Yes.
I got 28.8.
And what you get there?
28.84.
28.84. Okay. Now, what we're going to get next here, guys, is we have question 10. First thing it wants from us in question 10 is wants us to figure out the length x, let's call it. We have two sides. What does that leave wide open to use? Pythagoras' theorem, where the longest side squared equals the two smaller sides squared and added together. I believe we're going to get x squared equals 4. 1.5 squared is 2.25. Add them together, you get x squared equals 6.25. Square root 6.25, you get 2.5. Are you okay with that? Great. Now, you have a choice next. Okay? Find the angle. There's several ways to get this answer. I could use cos inverse. Oh. I can use cos inverse. And I could use adjacent over hypotenuse. What's the adjacent? We're talking about the angle BAC. So we're talking about this angle here. What's the adjacent? The adjacent is 2. What's the hypotenuse? Somebody else could have came across and did something different. Somebody else could have used tan inverse. What's the opposite? What's the adjacent? 2. Somebody else could have used sin inverse. And what's when you use sin inverse? Even. What's sin inverse? 1.5 over. Will all three answers give it the same angle? Definitely. Because you're talking about the same angle. You got it? So no matter which one you used, you'll get the same angle. So what was that angle out of interest? Anybody get it? 37? Everybody have it 37 degrees? Okay. You can try any one of them you want to get the same answer. Move on. Any questions? I'll pause it here. Next one, guys. This one here is considered the hardest one, okay? Now, let's figure out what we can figure out here. A to D. Anybody tell me how I'm going to figure out A to D? Pythagoras' theorem, isn't it? Okay. Longest side squared equals other side squared and added together. What's 16 squared plus 30 squared? 1156, is it? Okay. Square root 1156. 34. Okay. Now, anyways. A to D is, what's it, 34, yeah? And then what we're going to do next is, see those two lines there, the double lines? They mean that this other side is also 34. Okay? Now, what's the length of B to C? Well, we know B to C is 34 plus 30, 64. It now wants the angle ACB. Where's ACB? Everybody have this angle here? Don't do the left triangle. Do the large triangle. Does everyone understand that this diagram up here actually has three triangles? It has the triangle on the left, the triangle on the right, and then the triangle when you combine both of them together. And the two of them are right angles. So this is 64 going across, it's 16 going upwards, and we want to know the angle X. What side is 16? What side is 64? What function should I use? Okay, so would everybody agree that X should therefore equal tan inverse what two numbers? 16 over 64. I reckon it's going to be a small angle, somewhere in the 10 to 15 degree margin. I don't know, to be honest. What? Go on, let's figure it out then.
14.
Is it? Brilliant. Didn't think it'd be that close. Yeah, 14 degrees. 14.03.